there, everybody, and welcome to the Wealthy LaLa Show with myself, Laurie Larson. Today is episode 174. Today I was like, what am I going to talk about today? And it just seemed like I was a bit struggling. And then, I just start looking places. I go on Instagram, I go on Facebook. I have notes on my board. And then I'm like, oh, this wants to be talked about today. Now, I'm going to forewarn you guys that this is actually a subject for me that has been really tough. It has not been easy for me. So it's just basically is going to be about the people that we hang out with, the people that we allow into our world. So there's a few different quotes that I have. So one of them, Mahatma Gandhi said, "I will not let anyone walk through my mind with their dirty feet." So some people are simply not a match for you. You will meet a lot of people along the way, some great, some not so. Don't stick to people who keep bringing you down. It's okay to leave and find new people. Now, you know where I find that my greatest struggle is with this is that somewhere along the lines, especially I'm going to say with family, but also even with friends, it's like was I was just raised to believe. I bought, was conditioned by my environment, by this reality, by what's promoted on the news, at school, like whatever, that it is right to stick with people. It's more right to stick with people forever. That's it. That it's right to stick with people forever. Now, wow, that just kind of blows my mind as I say that, because there wasn't even any question in it. Not, it doesn't matter how they treat you. Um, are they kind? Are they walking through your mind with their dirty feet? Not gonna lie, this has been an area that has been tough for me. And I stayed in situations that weren't, you know, I guess healthy, contributive, kind for me. Yeah, man, it's even just uncomfortable to talk about this. So I'm just trying to be as much space as possible. And, hopefully I'm not the only one. I really admire those people. Oh, there was somebody, we were at our oldest son's house the other day and watching something on the TV, and some sports guy, he had an opinion about something with regards to hockey or whatever. And I just looked at my son and I was like, wow, I wish I could just have an opinion like that about somebody or something, about a subject, and just not apologize for it. It would be that, wow, like what would that be like? And there was this other woman, her name's Tamara Yonker. She used to be a facilitator with some classes I used to take, which is how I started to know her. And I used to take a few classes with her on judgment and stuff like that. Just incredible lady, really, really brilliant. If you guys actually want to follow her on Facebook, Tamara Yonker, Younker. Anyway, she had put this on Facebook. This again was a few years ago. I don't allow people into my life that judge me or that question my awareness or that question who I be or that diminish my happiness. Okay, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Like, okay, these things I think are easier said than done, especially for some of us. you know? Like, could you imagine not allowing any people, like all the people, not allowing people into your life that judge you, that question your awareness, that question who you be, that diminish your happiness? Whew. I tell you, people, it's feeling hot and sweaty over here. Really, what would it take? What would it take to be able to be so clear with myself that, those choices are just so easily? Like, it's like not sure where I got it and what, say, the belief is, but that it was so incredibly wrong to not talk to somebody. Like, I'm not sure where I bought that I should be holding on to everyone. I should be being, maybe I bought it at the beginning in the spirituality world. Like, that could have been it too. But that you ignore how people treat you and you to make everything look like it's okay. So, yeah, wow, it's interesting because I just got the hit to pull a card. So the Oracle of the Unicorn cards. And the card that I got is receive. Be open to receiving goodness. Believe you're worthy of abundance and a gift is coming to you soon. And you know what I'm getting from like being pulled to pull that card is that I really wonder how much allowing ourselves to receive good allows us to then question what's actually coming into our lives. I had also saw another girl on Facebook today post, kind of like you're a product of the 5 closest people that you hang around. And this woman, of course, has 5 kids, so she's like, okay, that doesn't necessarily help when they're all like, 20 and under, right? So, and she also shared, I'm actually going to find her post here. She also shared, um, is it more, it's the people that you're around. Okay, just a second here. Oh, why she happens to be. Okay, so this is what her post says. They say you are the 5 people you hang out with the most, which is hilarious if you have kids. And this is her saying this, okay? So if you're like me, an entrepreneur and a life coach who works from home, you see, it's way too simple to say that. But the people you talk regularly will uplift, encourage, inspire, enrich, make you laugh, and give you the good vibes, or drain the F out of you, depress you, frustrate you, gossip, compete with you, or whatever negativity you have a choice. And you have a choice. Feel the energy and decide if it's for you. Your time, energy, and focus are yours, and they create your life. So I wonder, because the awareness that I'm getting with this is how much were we bought that it was actually, or taught that it was more important how we looked, how nice we were, how much we would put up with others. We were seen like that was embodied as some great capacity, great gift to have. And where are you in that? Like where, like it's like you gave up you to look good to other people. I did a lot. No, a lot of how I showed up was actually me too. And there were definitely times where it wasn't. Where it was like I was pretending things were okay when they weren't. I was ignoring what was going on to pretend that everything was okay when it wasn't. Yeah. And this is not about judging the past or judging other people. It's about what do I want to choose going forward for my future? Am I going to be a lot more aware of how the environments are that I choose to go into, like what they're like? Now, this is a little different. Like, there is some times where we're going to choose something that's light, that creates more, that we're going to go into that's an uncomfortable situation. And it could be that that situation is an educational one. And it was something we required to know about ourselves to then grow to be able to choose greater. Okay. that's not what I'm talking about here. This is that the unawareness that we choose, where we keep choosing the same thing over and over and over again, and either not acknowledging or noticing or being aware of how it's impacting us, or we're choosing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting and judging and hoping that there will be a different result. That was definitely more where I came from. I kept thinking that if I tried harder, be nicer, or be kinder, or ignored it, that one day, it would get better and it would change. And it didn't, in a lot of ways. And what it also created that I did not like, that I actually resisted for a really long time, was that it was actually an invitation for me to speak up and ask for what I wanted. So there's times when it doesn't create more to say something, and there is times when it does create more to say something, or to ask for something, or to let others know what works for you or doesn't. Yeah. So, yeah. So it's funny because this one quote says, "Run from people who love drama, or they will put you in one of their episodes." So, and now you guys, I mean, seriously, I loved my trauma drama as the best of people. I'm telling you, I did. It was like a hit. It was familiar. Do you know, I actually have been creating so much more, I'm going to say, uplifting, inspiring energies in my world and in my body. And this is something Dr. Joe talks about, Dr. Joe Dispenza, is that our bodies actually store like this, it's stored, the guilt, the shame, the blame, the anger, the frustration, the sadness. It's stored in our lower energy centers, so kind of from our stomach down to our perineum pubic area. And when we are around those, when we choose those energies get stuck in our body, okay? And we have to liberate them. We have to actually let them out of our bodies, and we have to replace them and choose something different. Now, as we're doing it, it's like training an animal. So it's like training a dog that's been let run wild for a while. You have to be like, stay, 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 and then over time, right, it will get better. Well, I noticed that even with my body, that I know that's part of why I got this cold, because my body was trying to pull me back. It's trying to pull me back into the old energies. And not because there's something wrong with me, but it's because my body's going, honey, this is new, and new is unsafe. And I have to let my body know it's actually okay. So, you go to start, like, say you go to start a diet, or you go to start like a new eating plan or an exercise plan, right? And you go to get up the first day and it's like, oh, I don't really feel like it. Okay, maybe I'll start tomorrow. Oh, they're having chocolate cake at lunch today for someone's birthday. It really would be rude if I didn't have any. That's actually your body's way of trying to keep you safe from the change which it perceives as unsafe. And this is where we need to be aware of ourselves and go, is that actually true? Is that actually creating more? Is choosing the cake actually going to create more? And sometimes it may be a yes. Maybe it'll just be having a bite or two. Okay. But it's really being aware. This is where, like, awareness is just so important. Kind of going back to with, like, even this card that was pulled for today. The key to unlocking your greatest abundance is your ability to receive. The greater your sense of worthiness, the greater your capacity to accept the gifts and blessings the universe wishes to give you. There are many gifts waiting to come to you right now, but any guilt, shame, or unworthiness in your system will act like a force field and repel your prosperity. Yes, it is good practice to think positively, be grateful, send out desires to the universe. Okay? And however, these tools can only be effective if they're supported by the strong sense that you actually deserve the good that you're asking for. You want to really allow yourself to receive. There are gifts and blessings beyond your wildest dreams just waiting to surprise and delight you. How much is this really not about resisting all the people and the drama and the negativity in the world, but it's allowing ourselves to tap into the energies of the abundance, the vibrancy, the wealth, the playfulness, the fun, whatever it is for you, allowing that to grow. Because one of the things that I know is that when I tap into energies that are actually greater, I don't struggle with things like the guilt and the blame and the judgment like I did before. Oh gosh, you guys, it's already 16 minutes. It is time to say goodbye for today. Oh, I adore you. Again, thank you so much for listening. Big hugs to you all. Have a super awesome rest of your day and have fun valuing and adoring you.